Hi folks, I decided to do a 162-hour review on the TE300 TPI bike. This is a 2019. It was bought in July 2018. I've put 162 hours on it. It's being picked up by a new owner today, so it's got fresh plastics, fresh seat cover, put the original clutch back in it, original pipe back on it, some new hand guards, new grips, and basically made the bike look all nice and new for the new owner. Now, everyone's wanting to know probably what sort of problems the bike has had in 162 hours. And I report to say that it has not had one single problem whatsoever. Not one problem ever with the way it's run. It's been down to Baja, it's done a whole heap of races. I raced it last weekend, got second in VetX. The bike has just been flawless. It's never had any hiccups, never had a problem. It's great with altitude. It hardly uses any oil. You get about 5 tanks of fuel through it to 1 tank of the oil. I've always run the same oil on it. I actually checked the piston in through the exhaust port, and it looks great. I've always run this oil here. I've run it on all my bikes. Still got the original oil pump in it. Still got the original piston and rings in it. I am supplying a new piston and rings to the buyer, so when it gets to about 175 hours he can put it in. I just replaced the chain last week, so I had 159 hours on the chain, and I didn't lube it ever. So it's the longest lasting chain I've ever had on a bike, and it's the only chain I've never ever lubed. I've never sprayed chain lube on it. So go figure, they last longer without being lubed. Original shifter, I did put new pegs on this one because I run the titanium pegs. I had an aftermarket seat cover on it, which I swapped with a buddy of mine, so he's got the original seat. The original seat with the aftermarket cover on it. I run the air forks, as discussed in the other videos. They're a little bit longer, so we run them a little higher for the make up for the length. They've been excellent. MX Tech mid-valve kit tuned by RMR. Suspensions here in BC. But yeah, other than just normal stuff, tires and brake pads and gear oil changes, the bike has never ever had any problems whatsoever. Even in the middle of winter, never use the cold start knob, just start it, just hit the starter and it'll run. And it's just been an awesome bike. Never broke a rear subframe, which is sometimes common. The only modification to the bike itself is I put a gnarly pipe on, which is over here. This is 162 hours of, you know, pretty good sort of aggressive use. A lot of extreme enduro on it. Not even really carboned up inside. Runs really clean, this bike. Always run a fan on it. It's never overheated. Yeah. What else can you say? This is the best bike I've ever owned. I've had nearly every model there is to own, and this has been awesome. I'm replacing it with a TX300I, which is due off the boat any day now, and that's going to be a pretty cool bike too. So yeah, this has been a great bike, and it's going to go to the new owner. And if you don't believe me on the hours, let's just have a little look here. There we go, that one there. 162, 4,549 kilometers, maybe not, more than that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go, yeah, 4,500 kilometers. But yeah, great. That's all I can say about it. Buy one. They're great bikes. The 2020s are hitting the floors shortly. They got a few little improvements with the tuning and where some sensors are. But other than that, these things are just the most awesome weapon there is for riding in the bush. So have fun, folks. Any questions, just put them down in the comments, and we'll get back to you later with the TX300i review when I get it.